Okay guys, I played a bunch of games for the first time in almost 2 months on Monday, and the following day there was a patch that broke all the 9.9 replays. I made a ticket to Wargaming, and they explained that yes, that is true, but nothing is going to be done about it. So I wanted to show this video to a bunch of my friends because it illustrates totally a game in which I do exactly what I want to do as a scout. I'm not interested in pitched battles, head-on collisions. I'm much more interested in reconnaissance, breaking through into the enemy rear areas and causing as much mayhem and confusion as possible. And that's what happened in this battle. So I was platooned with one finger. He did pretty good, got almost 2,000 damage, and the most damaging player was the guy from Kimbo, Joe Jack, and his IS-6, which is not unexpected in a fight like this. A funny thing about this battle, Finger and I waited a couple minutes. We were on the Western server very late, around midnight, and we waited a couple minutes in order not to run into the same people. Well, we ran into the Bulldog and the CDC from our previous battle, who also waited about the same length of time, I guess. And we had defeated them at Lakeville a few minutes earlier. Anyways, I'm going to hit the space bar and you guys can enjoy the action. So, customarily on this map, I head over to B2, and you will notice that my sixth sense goes off before I see anybody, which means that somebody with awfully good view range is looking at me and I'm looking at him. And I presume it was the SP1C. This is the... Since I was away for 2 months, this is the first time I've dealt with the SP1C. I don't know much about it, but it appears to be agile, and the damage per shot is pretty high, and the tank seems to be awfully fast. So I came over here, and this Bulldog, what he is about to do is a mistake. He's going too far forward with insufficient support, and he's just asking to be eliminated. And there's the two guys from Lakeville that Finger and I were hoping to avoid. So they're back for round 2. So I'm getting out of here. And a peculiarity of Highway is that on many, many occasions, I have successfully driven diagonally from in front of our flag towards their flag in the field with great success. And that's what I'm going to attempt to do here based on past experience. So I'm heading for that position. They don't really need me over there. And, I just had a feeling that Bulldog was going to be wiped out. And you will see that the brand new player, the CDC, who doesn't have any XVM stats, he got that premium tank, and he was killed by Arty, failure to dance. So I'm probing here, and you will see a Panther appears in front of me, which means I have to veer off. And he saw me, and he fires. So what I do in a situation like this is I back off a bit, wait a few seconds, get further away, and then try again. Now this is apparently a flat field, but I'm going to switch to the fixed camera, and you will see what I'm doing here is I'm constantly tilting the horizon to drive in the lowest terrain feature I can find. So I tilt the horizon. I'll hit the space bar here. That Arty. I checked the replay. All I saw was his gun barrel. I never saw his hull, and he fired, and that's how I saw him. So, see, I'm tilting and tilting, and the SP1C is shooting at me. So I'm going to switch back to the other camera, and there he is in the distance. And he's deciding to shoot while sitting still, and the Arty is eliminated. Now, here's the next thing. I've done this hundreds of times. I talked to Techie yesterday, and I said to myself, I have to come up with a term for this, and from here on forward, I'm going to call this cap spoofing. And what I mean by that is I'm going to bother the enemy by getting in the cap circle, and I will stay there as long as possible and then leave at the last possible moment, get out of there and run away, and select a escape route. And the enemy team should have sent one person, but the Jag Panther 2, the SP1C, and the Jag Panzer 4 came after me. That's a misallocation of resources for a fragile Tier 6 light tank, which can't withstand really any of those guys. They'd all kill me easily. So the cap spoofing begins. 12:18. Let's see how long this lasts. And in a situation like this, I always preserve my velocity so that when I leave, I'm going as fast as I can. So there's the Jagdpanzer 4, the Jagdpanther 2, and the SP1C is dealing with that M6. You know, thank goodness that M6 was there in a sacrificial role to help me stay here as long as possible. So here comes Reinhard Belmont in his SP1C. And he says, "Okay, MT." Well, I thought I was slightly better than okay, but I won't make any complaints. So this is my cue to leave. There's the timing. He crests the ridge there. I get behind some cover. And he should have been racing to cut me off. You know, he's not taking a... he's chasing me directly. He should be... trying to head me off at the pass. Like, you know, I can't resist mentioning this. The 5th Battle Squadron at Jutland. That's what they did to catch up to Admiral Beatty. Anyways, he's following me. He's chosen the incorrect route, in my opinion. And I think he could have gotten closer to me as well. Now, he hits me right there for a lot of damage. I'm not happy about that. You know, he's a Tier 7. His damage does way more, again, does way more damage than my gun. And I'm getting in some cover here. And, you know, I'm trying to zigzag as much as possible, but I've got a reset waiting for me, and finger's dead. So there's Joe Jack. I always fall back on strength, right? Identify strength, reinforce strength. The third part of that is fall back on strength, which is what I'm doing. And Chronoside there in his T-34, he had a good game. And this is extremely rare for me, what's about to happen. There were so few seconds left here that I said to myself, I better stop and try to take as good a shot as possible, and fortunately it worked. And Chronoscythe killed the CDC, and I came over here to deal with this Leopard. I didn't want to crash into him though. That's probably a little mistake on my part. But Chronoscythe got him. Now this is a really awkward situation. My preference would be for all of those guys to retreat and I scout in front of them, but it's understandable that Joe Jack there in the IS-6 is racing for cover. So, and this guy is so heavily damaged that he's sort of frozen into immobility, and the IS-2 isn't in much better shape either. The electric boogeyman there in the lower 15551, you know, a lot of Arties don't select a good position. I thought that was an excellent position. So I decided to help the T-34 here. And, you know, I'm also not in great shape either as far as damage goes. So I'm just trying to be as conservative with my spotting here as possible. And you see Joe Jack there is gained cover, and he's got to deal with a Tier 6 and the Tier 7, although the IS-2 got the VK3601H, which is good. Okay, here comes the Jagdpanzer 4. So I'm always angling to get behind a TD, right? Not get near his forward-facing gun. So I'll just fast forward through this. There, he's gone. And the moment that happens, I have to race over to help those other guys. And Joe Jack got the SP1C, who, you know, I'm not so sure he should have chosen to engage in close combat in a light Tier 7 light tank. In fact, all of these guys, I think, should have gotten further away, but you know, it was a difficult situation. You know, my tank is great for scouting. They've lost their Arty, but I think that Jagdpanther 2 could have, with the SP1C spotting for him with his awesome view range, which we established earlier at the very beginning of the fight, he could have work for this guy. But you know, that's the tragedy of the pub. They don't have time out to assess the situation. So, it behooves everybody to try to communicate, um, even in a pub, and do the right thing. So the Churchill 7 is all that's left, and I will illuminate him. There he is, and the Arty got him. And I got a nice comment from the T54 Mod 1, so I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and until next time, game over.